And then when she's like, okay, well, let me just take care of her. And you're like, what? I can't move. I can't talk. I can't do anything. And she's about to murk me because Randy got the business. However,
and I know she ain't playing, right?
Yeah.
Like,
She's
I saw her
nuts.
in action. Hey, besties.
Hey.
Welcome back for a new episode of the Hello Bestie podcast. I'm Maggie.
I'm Tashima.
All right. Today we're discussing The Boyfriend by Freida McFadden.
All right.
So, The Boyfriend is a psychological thriller about Sydney Shaw, a single woman who meets a seemingly perfect doctor, Tom Brewer, but soon becomes entangled in a web of deception, stalking, and murder as she suspects that he is the killer of several women who dated him. On Goodreads, this book was rated overall a 4-star. Someone said they gave a 2-star review. In the words of Forrest Gump, stupid is as stupid does. Pull sleeves back, cracks knuckles. Okay, let's go. And they just go into this whole long review of the book. Someone gave it a 5-star and said, Freida did it again. I was dying to know what happens next. Just when I thought I had it figured out, I didn't. Loved it. Someone gave a 4-star and said, I really thought I had the twist called from the beginning and was dead ass wrong. She got me. So, what would you rate the book on a scale of 1 to 5 stars?
I'm giving it a 3.5.
Same.
I wasn't in love with it.
Yeah.
But I do like the author.
Mm-hmm.
So I was trying not to completely write it off because we read the Housemaid,
mm-hmm.
and I loved it.
Right.
So I didn't want to, I just didn't care for this book, if that makes sense.
It does.
I wouldn't give it a 2.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know what a book would have to be a 2. I don't know.
Yeah,
anyway.
I agree. All right, so let's get into it. So Sydney Shaw is the female protagonist, mm-hmm. and she kind of seems to ignore red flags while dating. So
She's so aggy.
What did you think of her as a character and her dating style and all of that?
She's aggravating. Maybe it's just being in a different period in your life of constantly giving people the benefit of the doubt. But I guess at this point in time, I'm kind of like, why though? Why are we still going on a date when we're already turned off? Or why are we making excuses for this, that, and the other?
Right.
I guess for somebody who doesn't have I don't know, I don't want to say life experience, but that's the only thing I can really attribute it to.
I see what you're saying. So I think she was in her 30s, if I'm not mistaken, late 20s or early 30s. I think 30s, if I'm not. So
I think 30s.
I feel like it was intended for, I want to be married. Mm-hmm. I've been single for too long. I really want to find my person. Let me go out on a bunch of dates. I understand that eagerness.
Right.
And to me, it just felt, this is something that someone in their mid-20s does, or someone in their early 20s does, but I've also been in a really long-term relationship too. I remember wanting that for myself. And this
Back
is
then.
me coming out of that and seeing the ups and the downs and just you could have just chilled out for a while.
Yeah,
you could have just waited. Yeah.
But her mom's oh, guess what? Our neighbor's cousin's dog walker is, 40 years old and she just got pregnant. Right. It can happen for you. I guess everybody's relationship with their parents is different, but I could totally see myself being I don't want to hear that.
Right.
So if you could not call me with that, that'd be great. Mm-hmm. But then to just be rolling your eyes, take one on the chin, that's contributing to your anxiety. Why not just nip it in the bud? So little stuff like that, I just feel could have been solved. Obviously, if it were, there would be no book, yada, yada.
Yeah.
But that's where my frustration was kind of just sit. We talked about this in another book review. If you just simply tell people how you feel,
right,
a lot of these things could be avoided. But alas, there again would be no book.
I found her to be very annoying, stupid, and not stupid in a funny kind of way. Not like a She just says weird off the wall things that are
Yeah.
innocent but still humorous, and oh, you can't be angry at her. That's just how she is. Kind of like a Rose Nyland from the Golden Girls. Like just says dumb, crazy, asks these questions, but they're funny and you love them anyway. There was nothing likable about her. She was just really annoying and I wanted her to go away. The whole book, I just wanted her to go away.
Yeah.
And I don't think that she really executed the whole single woman wanting to settle down kind of thing. I would have liked her better if that had been executed better, if that made sense. Like it would make sense to me why you keep going out on these dates because you just want it to be your turn. Kind of like the Risa Tisa thing. You just want it to be your turn. I get that. But if you already realize you're being catfished immediately sitting down with this guy, why are you still doing the date? Why are you splitting the bill with him? Why are you walking with him down a dark road? And again, you don't deserve for anything to happen to you, but don't put yourself in situations like that when you aren't even feeling this guy in the first place. It would be unfortunate if you were attracted to him. So
just because it's like, oh well, no, I wouldn't feel right to let you walk home. No, thank you. Like there just wasn't enough voice.
Right.
Which, again, everybody's different. So there are people who don't really have that voice to stand up for themselves and establish those boundaries and really say no. Obviously, people like that do exist.
Right.
So it's kind of like just because we wouldn't do it doesn't mean that there aren't people who would.
Clearly.
But it then also is like, what did you think was going to happen?
Right.
You were just going to let him walk you to this fake address and
just leave you there?
Yeah, you were going to, he was, you know, like he's just going to walk away while you stand on the stoop as he's walking down what probably would feel like the longest block ever. I don't know. That just wasn't well thought out.
Not at all.
So.
Not at all. So what did you think about her meeting Tom and how all of that?
That was too coincidental for my taste. For him to, hey, what's going on? Leave her alone. And then he just like walks off as she's bleeding from her forehead that she didn't know she was doing, but he was a physician. So why would he not be like, you're bleeding? We should look at that, or let's get you a napkin, or you should sit down. Like you actually have a head wound that is running down your face. And he just traipsed off into the night.
Yes.
Like cue fog machine. Like, you know what I mean? Like that. What? No, that's craziness.
Okay, so you're right. She was bleeding on their first encounter together.
Yes.
On their second encounter, he witnesses her having like a hella nosebleed when she's on a date with someone else. What did you think about that?
I just, again, it just made me wonder what is going on. Like, I don't know.
I did feel how embarrassing for her. Wow, this must suck to have a condition like this where just at any moment in time you just...
I did like how everything was going really, really good. You know, and she's like, wow. Like, everybody felt like the one. Which still, like, her behavior was giving 20s. But I think she was well into her 30s. So it just wasn't matching up.
She was very
with
thirsty.
her decision making of like, I need to get married, I need to get settled down, I need to have a baby, I need to calm down.
Yeah.
It's going to be okay.
It's tough because when I was, early 20s, I felt that way too. And
20s.
20s, but looking now in my 30s, like I would probably still feel that way if I had never gotten married, gotten into a serious relationship, if I didn't have my kids. Like now it's like I got my kids, I'm cool.
True. That's a good point.
So I could understand her still being like, I've never had that. I just want this. So in that way, I don't expect her to act like she's in her 30s, but then I still do kind of expect you to act like in your 30s, but then you're also annoying as fuck, so no wonder why nobody wants to be with you.
Right. That's a really valid point. Like, obviously we're both moms.
Right.
And had like long-term relationships, so that actually really does make sense.
Yeah.
For her to be such a thirsty cat.
Yeah.
But it was excessive.
She was a thirsty cat.
It was very excessive.
Did the flashback... Okay, so there were dual point of views and kind of flashbacks for Tom. Did that, what did you think about all that? Did that make you like him more or give you some background on him that kind of made you feel differently about him?
No, to be honest with you, with the exception of Daisy, part of me feels like I didn't even need all of that. Like I did and I didn't. Like it was a little long-winded for the connection that was made of all of this.
I see that.
I felt like it was too much. It was an unnecessary buildup for a very deliberate plot twist that was, it was like, I'm going to force you to think that it's this. So no matter what happens moving forward, your mind will be made up. So that way, when I give you this actual plot twist, you're going to be blown out of the water. But because it was so like in your face, hammered over and over and over, it was to me very obvious that there is no way that this is going to be like, this isn't going to be the person.
Right. Yeah.
So that's how I felt about it. Like at the end of it, I was just like, okay.
I agree. I appreciate the backstory. I definitely think you needed it for him and Daisy. His situation with his father and all that. I think there was this buildup of he's capable of doing these things. Yeah. The weird part I thought was how much he thought about like killing Daisy and his obsession with blood and all of that. Right. And that whole thing was just very...
But then when push came to shove, it almost seemed like he was not about that life.
Right.
Like with Slug, how is he so calm? How is he this? How is he that? And then how like cool as a cucumber his mom was. Right. And then everything just kind of went away. And then just, I don't know. It was I don't know. Maybe it could just been like, I feel like we could have done the flashbacks more condensed, you know, cut them up, make them shorter and tighter, and then stretch out the actual story.
Yeah.
Allow her to have like more of a heartbreak or allow her to go on more dates to just really overemphasize like how hard it is out in these streets for a dating woman. And that is not just this one horrible date and then the next one you go on is super amazing.
Right.
And establish more of a relationship with her neighbors and her friends. That I felt like really missed the mark. Like for you to have been so devastated by the death, this horrific death, we didn't even feel like we cared about her, to be honest with you.
Right.
Like, I would have been more devastated if it would have been Gretchen.
Right.
Because it seemed like she was just a neighbor that you just talk every now and then on a stoop and go to yoga with. Like, she seemed very much like an acquaintance. Yes, you found her, but I don't want to get too ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. We're getting into that.
Yeah.
Who did you think killed her? Did you think it was her doctor boyfriend? And that did you think it was Tom initially, without the whole her beating it like a dead horse? So at no point you never thought it was Tom.
Okay, I kind of did when he just happened upon them. Like, why are you out here just meandering around at this hour? So obviously that was deliberate. I more so thought that it was Randy at the beginning. That's I thought, like, you know, 2 and 2.
I thought Randy was Slug at first.
Same.
Yeah.
That's why I thought that. Okay, can I tell you my theory?
Yeah, of course.
So I thought that Randy was Slug, and I'm sure that was the purpose. And once I thought it was him, I thought it was him because of the flashback of how cool and calm he was, and then him saying, okay, we got to take care of Daisy and we got to take care of this and like, you know, all those things. Right. So I'm thinking that maybe Slug doesn't want to share his best friend with anybody. So that he's just kind of following him around and like offing these chicks that could present a problem for him. Like almost in a protective way too.
Right.
And then the whole ant farm thing obviously was a Easter egg for that purpose. But then, you know, obviously.
We found out that Daisy offed him, right?
Yeah.
She did a good job of making them sound gross. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, she did.
Yeah, she did a good
really
job
good
of making
job.
them sound gross, for real.
The characters were, like, you could picture them.
Mm-hmm.
She did a really good job describing them.
Mm-hmm. I think so too. So yeah, that was, I could see that theory. I don't think I went that far into it. I just really felt like his reaction when he saw the both of them, I never would have thought that it was Gretchen. I just felt like it was set up really good for you to think that he saw this friend who he hasn't talked to in years. I thought it was set up, and I was led to believe that basically Slug had killed Daisy and Allison, with Tom telling him, I don't want you to do that. They fell out, never spoke again. But Slug was still a real one in the way that he never spoke on it, and Tom never spoke on it. But then when he saw him again, it was like, oh shit, I know what he's capable of.
Yeah.
Y'all need to not be around him. That's what I thought. Yeah. So I was really surprised when it came out that it's like, damn, I thought that was a good twist. I did.
It was. I did get suspicious of Gretchen with the lying to the police. Like when she just started crying and doing all that stuff, I was just like, I don't know, something's not right with Daisy. Something's a little fishy about her. But I didn't think that she would be the plot twist. So what did you think when Sydney comes out of the bathroom and she sees Randy and he's like on the couch, slumped, you know, and then she starts having these symptoms? Like, at that moment, what were you thinking was happening?
At that moment, I thought Gretchen had clearly did something that she shouldn't have, and I thought she was a dummy for ignoring Tom's warnings. Not only did you ignore his warnings, you shut off your phone. Now, I get...
She thought he was a killer, though.
I get where she was mentally, but also, I don't... hindsight, it just...
Yeah.
When you know,
I mean, if you think he's a killer...
Be like, yeah, but... Well, she thought he was a killer, but then she kind of didn't. She started feeling bad about, oh, well, maybe he didn't. And she started second-guessing herself, too. And that was another thing, too. She just second-guessed herself way too much. So, again, going back to that whole, I understand why you do some of the things that you do, but also you act like you're not grown at all.
Yeah. Trust your instincts.
Right.
For crying out loud.
Jesus Christ. Yeah. Trust your instincts. But, yeah, how you said your first clue of Gretchen, I think that was my first clue. I thought it was weird with I was like, something's in the wine, something's in something, because it doesn't make sense that he's slumped and then you start feeling weird, but then Gretchen seems cool.
Yeah. I honestly was torn between Randy being the killer and the real Kevin. Because because he was turning into a hardcore stalker.
Yes.
He's like, well, I can't see you from, and I was like, what?
Right.
You've been watching me? Like, he was crazy.
That was super duper crazy.
Yeah.
So when the twist came out and Sydney just basically like on the floor, half unconscious.
Yeah.
Okay, were you surprised when Gretchen killed Randy?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, because she just flipped like a switch. She was like, oh, that's no problem.
Right.
Quite, quite, quite. And he was just like, what?
Right.
And she's so unbothered.
Yes. We ain't gotta worry about that no more. We're good.
Yeah, they're just having this conversation about
I laughed
clotting
during that part.
And I was just like, I can't. At that moment, I felt like I was on the floor.
I did too, but I was laughing because I thought that part was written very well. I just can so much see Sydney just coming in and out, hearing bits and pieces of this, days, but you know what they're talking about, and it's just like, come on, man, we can't just be killing people to kill people. Well, only if they deserve it. And run away with me. We'll save her. And she's just down there like, please don't kill me. Whatever y'all gonna do, please just... I don't know. I chuckled when I heard that back and forth because it just seemed very like, wow, okay.
It was funny. Because you just like, okay, so I guess I'm not here, but I'm also really glad that they're not paying me any attention because I'm
Right.
not trying to be the topic of discussion. And then when she's like, okay, well, let me just take care of her. And you're like,
Right.
what? I can't move. I can't talk. I can't do anything. And she's about to murk me because Randy got the business.
And I
However,
know she ain't playing, right?
yeah,
Like I
she's
saw her in action.
nuts. What did you think about the whole run away with me?
I just felt like it was giving very Gone Girl and giving very unhealthy relationship, and y'all probably should just be together because it was clear that he wanted to be with her too. He was doing his own thing, trying not to be crazy and trying not to. And when she's like, "You can be who you are with me. I know you better than anybody else. I know your obsession with blood. I know how much you love." And they felt like they were meant for each other, and y'all probably should just run off and go and do your thing. But what got me was, what was it, a week after they had ran away?
Yeah.
He sent her, what was it, Kevin's lock of hair?
I mean, I was like, okay. I don't know. Like, sure. Like, that ending was giving me, like, Dexter vibes. Like, we just go around killing people who deserve it now, and now we're just like Bonnie and Clyde, and we're just gonna, like, do that. I don't know. It just felt like.
I felt like that about how I felt about, gosh, what was the book that we read and discussed recently?
Kill for me, kill for you.
Yeah, Kill for me, kill for you. Yeah.
Yeah.
It felt like that. What he did for her at the end
Yes.
felt like what Tom
Yeah.
did for
Very
Sydney.
much so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I was, and then, you know, I was happy that, you know, her and her ex started kind of getting back together and all that. I thought was cool.
Mhm.
I mean, at least you're with somebody you can trust. However, I was kind of like, I mean, is he really going to change? Because now we're just going back to tried and true, I guess.
Well, that annoyed me too because she always said he was never a bad boyfriend.
Right.
He was a great boyfriend and a good guy, and she would have wanted to have kids with him. He just worked a lot.
Right.
But honestly, and that's again when I found her to be very annoying because it's like you had what you wanted, it just wasn't in this perfect package that you wanted it in.
Right.
And now you out here dating, you getting
Psychos.
catfished and psychos when you had a good guy. He just worked a lot.
Yeah.
And it's a lot worse stuff he can be doing with his time than working.
Yeah. I think it's crazy though how long her and Gretchen were friends to then.
Yeah, that was crazy. It's like, damn, you think you know somebody.
Yeah.
That was wild.
It's not like they just met a couple days before all of that.
Mhm.
Like, y'all supposedly been cool.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah.
Yeah. So I felt like it had the potential to be better than it was. It was good, but there were still some little, it got a little hokey in some spots here and
Definitely.
there. But
It's one of those books that you could read on an airplane or something like that.
Right.
Like, just not something you have to be invested in, that you got to turn the page and what comes next. It's just like a very easy read to just, you know, you're in the lobby of a doctor's office and you're just reading a book.
Yeah. She has a lot of work though, so it feels like she probably just has all these stories that she wants to get out, and she releases a lot of books multiple times a year. So I've read quite a few of them. I like a lot of them, but some of them are better than, you know, I feel like The Housemaid was probably crown jewel, and then she's got some other decent ones in there. So, you know, this was no Housemaid, but it was interesting. Yeah. Yeah. I don't feel like I wasted my time, but it's nothing I'll read again.
Same.
Yeah.
Yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
All right, besties.
Bye.
Bye.